Welcome to Under the Surface, where we dig deep. And I'm your host, D. Gatz.
And I'm your co-host, Wando.
And then today we got Mr. Austin Lawton.
Austin.
Yeah, Dynamite.
Well, I ain't heard that in so long, man.
But let me give you some insight on Austin Lawton, on cool guys I know. 2012, Thompson Democratic Dunk Champion. 2013, State Champion. 2016, Defensive Player of the Year. 2016, second All-Team. And SIAC Honorable Mention Team in 2018.
That brought back some memories. I ain't gonna lie. That jump just made me feel old, low key, for real.
Man, you ain't that old,
Yeah,
man.
you ain't that old.
Oh man, but I'm glad to be here. Shouts out to y'all boys. I think it was probably like two years ago when we was at Mike's football camp when y'all told me about it. And, you hit me up and I said, hey man, just give me a time and a place, and I'll be there. So shouts out to y'all boys for getting this thing going and keeping it going for sure.
Yeah, got to.
We appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
Just spreading the positivity and, to the community, it's a better way of living out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of times, we think just because we in a small town, like we got to be confined just to that town. Like it's so much more to the town that we grew up in and where we at and where we so accustomed to. Like, sometimes I feel like it's really good, like just to get out and get away and just see how other people living it. Then, it just motivates us to want more because, we come from a time that's like, not many resources. So, you got to go to other places to go ahead and get to that next level for sure. So, yeah.
I can respect that.
For real. But for the people that don't know what town you from, you say small town, they,
Gotta let them know.
Yeah.
Gotta let them know.
So, Utahville, South Carolina, town of 300, whatever nickname you want to call it. Eville, what other nicknames it got? I don't know, man. I think Eville the only one. I be checking on Facebook sometimes every once in a while. And, I be seeing like everybody talk the big town or the big city of Utahville and stuff like that. Just be having me rolling.
It's part of the country living, man.
Yeah.
Country living.
Man, tell me about it.
But speaking of Utahville, man, tell me how it was for you growing up in Utahville.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I say it's pretty boring. Cause I'm gonna tell you why. Cause like for one, I was the only kid. My parents, they were fairly older, so not like how me and my daughter is, where it's like I'm young and active, and like I go outside and do stuff with them like that. So like I would just be outside all the time. Like believe it or not, like I was probably a little bit darker than her complexion. My melanin came in from being outside all the time during the summer. So it's like playing basketball with people in the neighborhood. Like my house, we had like a big yard, so I remember I just like would throw the football as high as I could, as far as I could, and try and run under it and catch it and stuff like that. Just being around my cousins. It wasn't that many. It wasn't that many people that was my age, especially males in my hood area. So I would be like with the older guys and stuff. Like I would be in like elementary school. They like on the back end of middle school, about to go to high school and stuff like that. But playing football, playing basketball, just stuff like that until ended up finally playing basketball in middle school, and then that's when they started doing like the summer camps, like going to Clemson and South Carolina and stuff like that. And that's when I really start like really saying like, all right, cool, I could see something with this basketball thing taking me kind of far, especially at Clemson, man. Because Clemson, though, you was playing against all the best talent in South Carolina. Not to mention, man, y'all know how it was. Like, when you went to that camp, dog, if you was in middle school or JV, varsity was doing anything. Like, if you on the bus, you fall asleep, they putting lotion in your mouth, water in your mouth, all kind of stuff. No, we be in the hotel room sleeping. I'll never forget one time, it was like 3 of us in the hotel room sleep. And I don't know who it was, but they came in the room and just threw water all over me while I was asleep. I'm running to try and catch him, and Tada was on the ground sleeping, and I tripped and fell over him. I was like, man, I was about to get him, dog.
Yeah.
Like, bro. But, like, those were good times and stuff like that. But
Great time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for real. Clemson camp. I ain't never experienced Clemson, but I did Presbyterian.
Nah, I ain't experienced Clemson either. I did Presbyterian.
I did Presbyterian. And Spartanburg Methodist, that's the one
I ain't even did Spartanburg Methodist.
Yeah, I think we did it your senior. No, not your
That's after I
senior year. My
graduated.
senior year. Yeah.
Did y'all stay overnight when y'all did those camps?
Yeah.
We stayed the night. We stayed the night. I did Presbyterian twice.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Anybody who see this podcast, if you went to Clemson camp, you remember everything, dog. Clemson camp was crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie, those was good times. I used to call the thing fun camp. Cause I remember we was playing with. I was on JV at the time playing with Coach Butler, and he had.
Butler.
Yeah, shout out to Butler, man.
Shout out to Coach Butler, man.
I forgot why he had to leave, and Sam White had just graduated. And Sam White was our coach for the rest of the weekend. I said, "Come on, Coach White, we gotta have fun at fun camp." And that was probably the best weekend though, for sure.
So I know you talk about your passion for the game. So like, and how old you was when that first happened? You said middle school, right?
Yeah, so like I really started falling in love with it like when I was in elementary school. Like I was probably like I would say probably like 11 or 12, cause that's when I started playing like what is it, the community rec league.
Yeah, right.
You know, with shout out to Mr. Bradshaw, cause he used to have that league going good.
Yeah.
So like I played with the Kings. That was the first team I played with. We had a squad too. It was me, Jaquan Oliver. Tyvon James, he was a shooter back then for real. I had Khalil on my team.
K-Hawk.
Yeah.
So like, and the crazy thing, I ain't gonna lie, I made us lose. I'm gonna tell you that.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I made us lose. It was
Come
my
on,
first year,
man.
dog, and like we was playing against one team, and if we would have beat them, we would have made it to the championship. I think we was down 2, and Khalil was good even back then. Best shooter, so coach was like, give the ball to Khalil. I was like, man, it's my time.
Yeah.
Hey, I got that junk and I shot it and I missed it. We lost it. I was like, oh, that don't look good. But
Yeah.
But then play with the Kings the next year and we won championship. And I started playing with the Hawks with Coach Johnny Wright. So,
Shout out to Johnny too.
Yeah,
and Roy Brown. Though we gonna get to him.
Sure, cause that junk was lit. Cause Coach Johnny, he was our coach for Little League, and then he became our coach for B team.
Yeah.
So it's like everything he was teaching us in Little League, that's exactly what he was gonna do with us in
B team. Yeah.
So that's really when I started loving the game. But when I really figured out like, okay, cool, like I really have to dedicate myself to the game was my uncle passed because he played basketball professionally overseas for I think about 1 to 2 years, and like I never really knew that until after he passed. But when he passed and stuff like that, that was really what connected me and him was basketball. That was like, that thing between us. And, just when he passed, I was on some stuff. Like anything that I do basketball related, I got to dedicate it to him. Yeah. Which is why, like, that next year, that's when I ended up winning that dunk contest. And I dedicated that whole thing to him.
I can respect it.
Yeah.
I can respect it.
Gotta respect that.
Respect it.
Got a question, Juan? You about to...
It's been on my mind all night and all day. Bruh, you was ranked top 10 in the nation for blocks. Tell me about that. Like, how did you feel when you realized?
Yeah, the nation is crazy now.
In the nation,
not just your conference.
Words. Like, how did you feel about that when you got recognized for that?
So the crazy thing is like we had this young assistant coach, Coach John Charles. Man, shout out to Coach Charles. He was like, he was fairly like probably like 5 or 6 years older than us. So like he was really into like searching all that stuff. Yeah. And I remember at the end of the year, I got defensive player of the year. He was like, "Yo, you had 82 blocks this season. That's crazy." I said, "I did." Like, yeah, cause I was a freshman and like I was really just out there just playing, like just playing hard. So it was like he was like, "Oh yeah, you know what else?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "You top 10 in the nation, right?" I was like, "Okay, that's cool." But he was like, I'm in my head, I'm thinking that's like, just D2.
Yeah.
So it's like in D2, I think I was like top 5. But like when he was talking about the top 10, that was for like D1, D2, D3, NAIA. And I was like,
insane.
I'm like, damn. Like, but man, bro, the crazy thing about it is just like, when you don't even think about it, like I ain't had no goals. The only goal I had was like just go out there and play hard.
Have fun.
Yeah. It was like, because my first year I played, well, the first year I got to Claflin, I had the red shirt because, you know, my grades wasn't good enough. So that kind of was a disappointment, not just to me, but like everybody, because, you know, we had just came off back-to-back state championships. Lost, but we went to back-to-back state championships. And, you know, of course, me being the hometown kid, basically, they was like, we can't wait to see what he brings to the table. Then it's like, dang, he ineligible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. So my second year, I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's finally time for me to go ahead and bring what I bring to the table. And I'm like, okay, cool. I know my defense is the thing. Like, you know, my favorite player is LeBron. So one of the things he known for is the chase down.
Straight chase down.
That, I promise you, like, out of the 82 blocks, I would probably say about 50 of them was from that. Like, I remember being in practice, my teammate, he would get a steal, and it's just him, and I'm chasing, and my coaches would be like, no, because you don't want to, like, you know, fall on him.
Oh, yeah, hurt it,
Like,
you still going to get
I'm
it.
still going to get that done. I glass it, and, like, I like watching him, like, if you see LeBron, what he do is, like, he put his arm above their head, and it'd be no body contact motion. Like,
just
I learned,
swipe
just
across.
like swapping across and flying past him. So I had learned how to do that, and bro, so many times I would get blocks just from that, just from, you know, hustling.
Yeah, hustling.
Everybody would give up on that play. I don't care if I'm on the block and you at half court. I'm hawking
Coming
you
to get
down.
that, and Butler did teach that hustle, John.
Yeah.
For sure.
He was hard on that hustle.
Yeah, if you
That's all we did.
If you ain't hustling, then you ain't playing for real.
Yeah.
Like, why is you out there?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really. I ain't gonna lie. That was lit, though. When I think about it, I was like, damn.
In the nation.
Yeah, 10 in the nation.
That had my mind like, damn. That's pretty lit, though.
Maximum security in the paint.
The protector, boy. That's pretty lit, though. No cap. Pretty lit.
For sure, bro.
So, let's talk about high school. State championship.
Them days.
Yeah.
Them days was lit.
So, like, hooping in high school, how it felt for you back in that area? Well, we in the same area, but that state championship run.
So, the first time we won, right, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll go back to the year before when I was on JV, and I'll say it with no regret on saying it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was on JV, and you know, at the end of the year, I think Coach Butler let either 3 or 4 players move up for the playoff. So at the end of that year, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be one of the names that's moved up. I was not. It was Jaquan, Tyree, and Kiz, and I was pissed. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was jealous. I was like, man, I hope these motherfuckers lose.
Yeah.
It be like that, though.
For real.
Yeah, but then I was like, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, all right, cool. So it was Jaquan, Kids, Tyree. I said, bet. When I get on varsity next year, they're not gonna beat me in not one category.
Build that fire.
Yeah. So like, that fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. Jaquan and Tyree didn't beat me in any category. The only category Kids beat me in was blocks and assists. But you know, Kids was one of those guys that would be on the ball and bring the ball up a lot. And Kids used to keep his head down all the time during that time too. So that's why that's why he got a lot more shots than me.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna do Kids like that, because Kids did give me one of the craziest passes that led to one of the craziest dunks I ever had at Lake Marion.
Shout out to Kids.
Yeah, shout out to Kids.
So like, going into that state championship year, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, we worked hard. We worked hard in practice, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat and make it seem like it came easy, because that summer, like, you know, before we even went to camp, we was talking about it. Like, you know, every day, all day, like, you know, I think I had just got my car that summer. So I'm picking Khalil up. We going to the gym. Mike there, Chris there, Torrance there, Zay there. Like, everybody in the gym.
In the gym, yeah.
So it's like we had that advantage on every other team that we was going to play. And I remember, like, you know, our first game was going to be against OW. and we was in the.
That's the rivalry game right there.
Yeah, like our
Gym packed out.
First game
jumping.
rivalry game.
Yeah.
So we like, all right, cool. So it's like, when it was basically like, how would I say it? Basically like a test run for how it would be in the Colonial Center.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we already know that everybody gonna be at that game.
And you standing up.
Exactly. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's basically like it's just like how many people gonna be at the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I remember it was this weight training class we had, and the crazy thing was all the basketball players was in there. So we in the class, and we were just talking. We was like, who the best player on OW team? Like, who we got to worry about? And at the time, it was Sean Bay.
Yeah, so, Sean Bay was tough.
Yeah, so we was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, we was in there like, shoot, if he the best player, we good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got done that first game, that was crazy. We beat them by like 20-something or 30-something. I ain't gonna lie. I think it was probably like 22 or 21. And, I caught a crazy putback off of missed layup. And I was hyped. That's when I was like, all right, cool, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
So then that year, the only thing I was thinking was, I was on the second squad. That second squad was tough, too. It was, we had CJ at point.
Rest in peace, CJ, man.
Rest in peace, CJ.
Shout out to CJ, man.
Yeah.
We had CJ at point. We had Dominique D. Swish at the guard. We had
Shooter,
bro.
Shooter.
We had Zay at the 3. We had Kez at the 4 and me at the 5.
Yeah.
And then the crazy thing was, Ryan Helicopter. He didn't play that first half of the season, but he ended up coming the second half.
Yeah.
So now we rotating that junk. Bro, our second squad was crazy. So, like, I ain't gonna lie, it's no secret. Like, when we made it to lower state, that second squad was like, that squad that really lifted us over that hump because, the first squad, they was kind of having, I ain't gonna say they weren't doing their thing. They were just having, like, a tough time getting the ball in the basket.
Yeah. Just one of those days. Like,
Yeah. It happened. So, like, we made it to lower state. Second squad did their thing. We got it to the state championship. And shit, I mean, the rest was history. Khalil did his thing. I think he had, 33?
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Shooting that bitch from the logo.
And the crazy thing is, like, we had
Shooting that bitch from the
we had
logo.
Marion, and he shooting at the logo, but
Yeah.
that ain't nothing.
They ain't nothing.
They
Yeah.
ain't nothing.
He had the game card. He shot that jump.
shooting
I'm
that
like,
bitch.
what the I said, oh, we good. So, yeah, bro. So, like, we got to the state championship. Yeah, Khalil was, I ain't gonna lie, because you got to think, man. Khalil, he started playing varsity with the end of his freshman year.
Yeah.
So, like,
He was well experienced.
Yeah, he needed that. Like,
Yeah.
his legacy is kind of like LeBron and, like, all the greats. It's like, your legacy isn't going to be cemented until you actually get that ring. And, I feel like, OT is probably the best high school player from our area, from Lake Marion and Holly Hill, to me, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to put somebody behind it, it's Khalil, because, I mean, that performance that he did is just,
It was.
Yeah.
That's one of the best performances in the state championship that I've seen personally with my eyes. So, yeah, man. Then that second year, man, god dang, that second year, dog.
Yeah.
People always ask, I ain't gonna lie to you. Matter of fact, I'm glad to be doing this, right? Let's talk about that second year. Because after we lost,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look dead in the camera. So after we lost, right, it was all kinds of rumors and stuff. Oh, them boys was up all night.
Yeah, partying late
drinking,
night.
this and that. First off, let me tell you something. Miss Joanne Bailey Lawton would have kicked my you-know-what if she would have found out I was drinking at that time. So that was like, what it was, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, because for one, usually the year before we made it to the state championship, Mrs. Z was our president at that time. Well, I mean, dang, I'm saying president. He was our principal at that time. He was the principal at that time, right? So the first night we was for sure gonna stay the night, and he told us, he was like, I'm not paying for the second night. We was like, come on, Mrs. Z, come on. So he was like, well, let me tell y'all this. If y'all promise me y'all gonna bring that state championship home, I'll get y'all the second night. All right, cool. So he already booked the second night. If we would have lost, we still would have stayed.
Yeah.
The next year, I forgot where it was. I don't know if it went by Miss Brower or Miss Pelzer. She was the principal my senior year, because Mrs. Z was there. my sophomore and junior year.
Had to been Miss Pelzer, because Miss Pelzer was there my freshman year.
Yeah, so
And
Miss
that's when-
Pelzer,
yeah.
Miss Pelzer was there my freshman year. Then Mrs. Z came my sophomore, junior, and then Miss Pelzer came back my
Yeah.
senior year. 'Cause I think Mrs. Z went back to OW if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she was like, "Nah, y'all just getting one night out of me."
Dang.
Yeah, one night. And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't like the fact that what happened the first half of that season. So before the season started, we was like, are y'all gonna pay for our shoes? She was like, I'm not paying for no shoes. So in my head, I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, cool. LeBron.
Man, me and Derry had the new hyper dunks that came out that time. He had the pink ones, and I had the lime green ones. Me and Derry ain't never wore the same shoes twice. Like the first 5 games. After that, we just started wearing the hyper dunks. Them jumps was just comfortable, and we started getting into like region play. So it was time to put the flash away. And start being comfortable and play.
Comfortable and play.
But then we start winning. So like towards halfway through the season, she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna pay for y'all shoes." We don't want that now.
Yeah,
So
pointless now.
Yeah,
Too late for
so
that.
she ended up buying these black hyper dunks. They were terrible. They were ugly as heck. And me and Dale was like, "Shoot, we'll stay with our hyper dunks." And the crazy thing is, I lie. So when they bought the shoes, we wore them that game. We played against Lake City at home, and we lost.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember that game.
Yeah, so as a basketball player, bro, every basketball player has, like that's not a stereotype, but what is it? Just like if you feel like something been working.
Oh,
then-
superstitious.
Yeah,
Superstitious,
So
yeah.
superstitious.
I ain't wearing them shoes no more.
We ain't lost before then.
Yeah.
We was winning every game by 30. So now all of a sudden we wear these shoes and we lose. I'm like, yeah, we ain't wearing them no more. So Dawn, she got mad that me and Derek kept playing in our own shoes. So she was like, if they play in their shoes again, you sit them down. So Coach Brown was like, I gotta sit y'all down. And it was against Lake City, but we ended up winning too. But we was cool. Me and Derek ain't play that game either. But we made it to the state championship. We ain't did none of that. We ain't been drinking none of that stuff. We didn't stay up late and all that stuff. I mean, if some people did, it was probably because of nerves. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was nervous too because I went from being a role player the year before to actually having to be one of the main factors the next year. I mean, that is tough. I mean, shoot, I was 17. So the reason I feel like we lost was because they had more depth than us because we had probably 8 players. We got the starting 5, and then we had at least 3 that can come off the bench and contribute.
Yeah.
Whereas they was subbing 5 in, 5 out,
5 in, 5 out. Nah, they
did
was.
that, and they did that jump for 3. They had 3 subs. So they did, basically 3 teams. They had the starters, then they had
That
one
second
5
squad.
that came in, then they had a third 5. I'm like they deep. So
Yeah.
it's like when we went as deep as them, we with the guys that just came up. We got Rod James and Tank in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they running us. We dead tired.
Yeah.
Like-
Derek had looked dead tired.
Bro, cause you gotta think, man, that cause the game before that at Lower State, that was the first time that we really was like challenged. Cause like the whole playoffs was easy. The first
Running
game
through
we had-
'em.
Bro, the first game of playoffs we won by 30. We went to Mullins and won by 35.
Yeah.
Then we went to Lower State. We played against Ridgeland Hardyville. That was the closest game that we had.
Yeah. Ridgeland Hardyville is a good team to play against,
Yeah,
though.
and then
Like, that's a battle.
Boy,
Yeah,
tough.
and we was at that Lower State gym where them rooms is tight. Like,
Tight.
Like, I'm talking about. You gotta think. We got.
Y'all had went to them? Y'all went to them?
Nah. We was at the Civic Center.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Florence.
you right. My
Yeah,
fault.
so
Yeah.
we got CJ. That was his year when he actually that summer before he worked on his shot, so he was shooting.
Yeah.
So CJ he missing because on the rims tight. You got Dariante every time he drive, they closing
In for real.
You got Duran and got in foul trouble.
Mike Rose was part of that too, right?
Yeah, so it was that game. It was Mike Rose and Kids came in and they really stepped up. And then Tada was playing great defense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's really what got us over the hump. That was like they really pushed us to our limit that game. So then we got to the next one. We tied, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say that we underestimated them, but we didn't think that they were that deep. We like, okay, cool. They lost a lot of their best players. So the things that they did to make their role players that year before be those guys the next year, we didn't take that step. I feel like that's the only thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Now we were those guys, but actually, like, you know, really locking in and saying, okay, cool, we here.
Yeah.
We gotta actually get these guys over the hump. We didn't do that.
So you think y'all was a little cocky though?
Oh yeah, for sure. Do we?
Yeah.
I think we had swag about ourselves. Hell yeah. I mean, you gotta think, bro.
Boy, been lit. Bro.
Yeah.
Boy, been lit.
Bro, cause that year, so during my varsity years, I only lost 3 games. I lost one my first year with varsity. We lost against Sumter, and that was the only game we lost that season. My senior year, we lost against Lake City, and then we lost in the state championship. So that's 3 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Not to mention when I was on JV, we lost 2 games my freshman year, and we didn't lose no games my sophomore year. So it's like what 2, 3. I only lost 5 games.
Yeah,
my
5
whole
games.
high school career. So like,
So that winning was
yeah, it was.
yeah.
That's
the mentality
crazy.
like
Yeah.
you gonna win like.
And then like and then the best thing about it is like, you know, during that time, we had guys that was in the coaching staff that helped build that. Like, you gotta think, like, not only Coach Jink, you know, rest in peace, Coach Void and Coach Brown, guys that been there and done that. We also got, you know, Coach Avenger and Coach Haney that was coaching the girls, but they stay in our practice. Like, I'll never forget my senior year. Like, it was during the game or something. Coach Brown took me out because I was in foul trouble, and he said something to me, and I talked back. Next practice, Coach Avenger said, "What the you think you doing talking back to him like you know everything? You think because you got one ring, you like I should never see that again."
Yeah.
I'm like, you're right, but that's the type of stuff that they could have done to us during that time. Like, you know, it's completely
way
different.
different.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, way
but
different.
it's like just that, like. That's how it was, because it's like, you know, usually you have 3 coaches. We had coaches that been there that wasn't even on our coaching staff for us, but they still seen, okay, cool, it's something in this kid, it's something with the team, they can do something special. So they not just gonna sit there and just let the shit run over. They gonna say something. So, you know, that was real big too, for real. So
yeah, they did play a role in like keeping the youth and like the young boys like playing basketball and stuff like that.
man. Like,
Especially Coach
Even with the mentorship that they did.
Yeah.
With the
I know
boys
y'all
mentoring.
It used to be at Gilliard Park. Shoot, Coach Haney.
Yeah.
Coach
40
Haney.
years old out that junk diamond.
Yeah.
Still. I'm like, man, they
Even with the
used to
church league, man.
Yeah,
Coach
yeah,
Haney
even with
was
church
in there
league.
playing like,
exactly. They be like,
like,
yo,
in the
you
way.
must be on know about Jeff.
Yeah.
That dude. I'm like, yeah, he was.
Coach Haney was tough, man. I heard a lot of stories about Coach Haney.
What?
Shout out Coach Haney, man.
Haney got a ring too, right?
Yeah, Coach Haney got a ring his freshman year, because him and Coach Avenger got a ring together, because I think Coach Avenger was a senior and Coach Haney was a freshman.
Yeah.
They got a ring together.
Tough.
I don't know. Well, I think they put it in the I think they put it in the small gym at Lake Marion, because they used to have it on the picture in the middle school. But I
Oh,
think
they took everything out the middle school?
I think so. I think they took those pictures and they moved it to the small gym at Lake Marion. So, like, if you look at one of those pictures, you'll see a young Jeffrey Haney and a young Coach Avenger. So, yeah, they definitely got one together. So, and then Coach Haney, he actually went to Claflin, too. He hooped at Claflin. I never knew that until I actually committed to Claflin.
I just found that out just now.
Now too.
Yeah, he was like,
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
yeah, he was like, hey, I need some gear, so tell them slide something for me. I said, I
Yeah.
got you some shorts. I got you.
That's tough.
Really? So, as far as like the transition from high school to college hoops,
How was that like?
yeah,
That was probably one of the toughest transitions I ever had to do. It was tougher than playing professionally, actually, because you gotta think, like, when we was in high school, it wasn't really required for you to go in the gym, put work in, or go in the weight room, put work in. That is required at Claflin. Well, I ain't gonna say just Claflin, just college.
Yeah,
period.
college
If
period.
you actually want to, like, ain't no coach gonna put you on the floor if they don't see that you're actually putting the extra work in.
yeah,
And my coach, he was real strict on that, because, like, me, you know, I was a scrawny kid. Well, I was probably like, what, maybe 190 soaking wet, 6'8", lanky for no reason.
Hey, we say with the box.
Yeah, I had the box. Yeah, I had the box. Oh my God, yeah. So it's like, you know, I remember when I first that summer I was in the gym every day because I was doing this bridge program, like just trying to get early credits. Like our classes would be done. Like we'll have one class, then we have a big break, then we'll have lunch break, then we'll have another class break. The whole day, every time I got a break, if I wasn't in class, I was in the gym just getting shots up, doing stuff. The weight room wasn't. They didn't renovate the weight room at that time, but they ended up renovating it probably like the third month of school. And I'm talking about, dog, like when I remember my first day when I got on campus for like that for the school year, and he hit everybody up in the group message and said everybody at the gym at 5:45 in the afternoon. So get there. I'm looking around, all these big grown men looking for like, and I ain't gonna lie, that year all of them was grown. I think it was only 3 freshmen. It was me, this guy from Indiana, and Tyler Davis from Orangeburg. He was the only freshman. All the rest of them was like transfers, like JUCO transfers or other school transfers, or some guys that coaches gave a second chance to. Yeah. I'm like, damn, like nigga, I'm 17 by the time.
Yeah.
He's old.
And like 22.
I'm going up for a layup. I don't know how I end up on the ground. Like I was little, so I'm like, dang. So that transition really showed me like you really got to put the work in, especially during preseason. Our preseason was hell my first year. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the worst preseason I ever had in my life. Like we had hoop sessions in the afternoon, and then I think like the second week of school, he said, all right, we're gonna start conditioning the second week. Night before that, he hit us up. It's probably like 10 in the afternoon. Everybody at South Carolina State track at 4:15.
In the morning?
In the morning?
In the morning.
Cook.
Swear. In the morning. So my
snooze.
Bro, mind you, I don't even know what South Carolina State track was. So
Yeah.
I almost was late.
Yeah.
Bro, so I'm getting up. I'm running around. I'm like, boy, where the track?
Yeah.
I'm calling people. Ain't nobody answering. Luckily, one of my teammates was riding past. I said, yo, please let me call with you. Because if you would have been late, it would have been over. Especially me as a freshman. That joke would have been bad. It wouldn't be a good look. So we get on the track. I think we ran 3 miles. Then after that, we had to do bear crawls across the field. Then we had to do, the backwards and stuff like that. Then he told us, y'all been to South Carolina State Stadium. Mm-hmm. We running, like, you go up the stairs and you come back down. You go across, go up and down. So you do that the whole stadium. We had to do that. I think down and back was one. We did that, like, 5 times. And what else we did? That was just that morning. And then we still had the hoop session that afternoon.
Yeah,
and that was just the first day.
And y'all ain't even went to class yet?
Nah, by the time we got done, it was like maybe 7 o'clock. So after that,
straight to class.
Well, some of us we'll go. Some of us had class, so they would have to go to the dorm, take a quick shower, then go eat breakfast.
Yeah.
The rest of us that ain't had class, you go to the caf, eat, then go to the crib and take a nap or whatever. But me, I had an 8 o'clock. So I was one of the ones running to my dorm, take a quick shower, go to the cab, grab a little bite to eat, and go to class. Yeah. Like, I remember I was pissed one morning because it was that we did a little later. We did 4:45 that morning, and I was walking out the dorm, about to go work, about to go to the thing, and this dude he in the lobby playing the game on the thing. I'm like, bro, why did you not sleep? Do you know what I would do to get some sleep right now?
Hey,
and I mean that condition was for about a month and a half. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Sound tough.
Yeah, that probably built character too, though.
Oh yeah. After that jump, bro, you felt like you could run through a wall. Like my second year when I went through conditioning, but it was my first year playing. It was tough, but it wasn't as tough as that first year because I knew what to expect. But he still would try and do different things just to mess with your mental toughness. So if he said some stuff that I remember one time he asked me, he was like, "Is it tough for you?" I was like, "I ain't gonna lie, coach, it's not something that I've done. Like we ain't done nothing like that in high school." He was like, "Let me tell you something, son. If you make it through this, the season gonna be a cakewalk." And it was. I mean, shoot. It wasn't like I had a game where I ever got tired because it's like just all the stuff that we did throughout that preseason. It was crazy. I'll never forget. Like my first game. Well, it wasn't my first game. We played it was a scrimmage, and we played against this school in Florida, and they came, and it was this dude. He was 7 foot, like 300 something pounds. He was a big.
Boy, had Taco Fall out there.
not even that. He was like a fat. He was like a DJ Burns type dude. Yeah. But after the game, I played good. But after the game, coach was like, "You know how old he was?" I was like, "How old?" He was like, "Shit, you 28."
28 is crazy.
28.
28. And I'm like,
you should be home somewhere.
Yeah, you like, I ain't want to tell you that before the game because that would have messed your mind up.
Yeah.
See how you did against him. He was 7 foot. He had, 3 inches over you. He had 200 pounds over you. And you still did good against him. So what that should tell you? I was like, man, you're right. Shoot, that was the first season. It was crazy. Like, my first season was not statistically, it wasn't my best season, but just actually just going out there and just playing, it was definitely my best season at Clapton.
A little player development type thing.
That's what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Tell me about the transition from college to overseas. Like, how was overseas? Like, how was that like?
Yeah, especially the mental of not being around the fam.
Home, like,
So
miles away.
Yeah.
So
Then the culture changed too.
yeah, that. So
Yeah.
So that was tough because I already knew that I knew I was going, like, for sure, because I already had agents hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that. So then when I found an agent, I knew I was going. But the crazy thing was that Erin, she was born that March of 2019, and I ended up having to leave August of 2019, and it was tough because it was like she was 5 months old, and I'm like, dang, I gotta leave her behind for real. And I'll never forget the day that I left. Like, my homeboy Jaquan, he was getting married the weekend that I was leaving. I think his wedding was that Sunday. We went up there that Saturday morning, stayed that Saturday night, had the wedding that Sunday. I had to leave right from the reception, come home because my flight was that next day, and I flew to Rotterdam, which was like an hour away from Amsterdam. And it's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like every flight, I think I had to take like 3 flights. I think I flew from Charleston to
Probably like New York.
Yeah, I flew from Charleston to New York, then New York to I think it was Germany, and then from Germany to Amsterdam. So every flight, I'm crying when we taking off.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm getting further and further.
Yeah.
I got there like at nighttime. I took a walk that night. I called my mama. I was crying.
Yeah.
I called her mom to talk to Erin. Start crying. I called my coach and was crying because that was hard, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it was, bro.
that
That's
was hard.
a long way from home, man.
Real.
It was hard, bro, because it's like
You can't hold your emotions at that point because it's like,
because it's like you want to do it, that
Yeah.
it's what's going to put you in the best situation for your family and stuff like that. But it's like, dang, why can't I get the best of both worlds? Why I can't have them here with me? Because I wasn't going to be selfish and just uproot her life because my life is going through a change. Like, so it was real tough. It was real tough. That my first year, statistically, I ain't gonna say statistically because it was alright. I think the hardest part was like, at Claflin, I knew how to manipulate the refs. Whereas my first year, I had to learn how to do that because I'm not getting foul calls. They looking at me like, get your butt up. Like, I never seen it where a dude would go up for a dunk, get clothesline, and ain't no foul. Like, that European basketball is tough.
yeah.
It's different. Every country is different in Europe. But when it comes to, like, the level of toughness that comes with the game over there, it's, like, really tough. So I'll never forget, like, first time I got fouled, like, I really wanted to fight. Cause I'm like, it's no way.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like, a dude elbowed me. I ended up getting a concussion from that. And I'm like,
Dang.
no foul.
No foul.
No foul, bro. But, I played, the crazy thing was, it was like, when I got there and the teammates that I had, that's when I knew, like, damn, like, you really made it, because two of my American teammates, one played for Louisville. His name was Quentin Snyder. And if you look his name up, the first video that'll come up would be when he was playing with Louisville and they was playing against Kentucky. And he fucked around, did this little hesitation junk and dropped Bam out of Bayou.
Dang.
So I played with him. He was my guard. And then the other guard that we had, he was from North Carolina, Keyshawn Woods. He played for a lot of schools. He played in the ACC at Wake Forest. Okay. And then I think his grad year he went to Ohio State. And that was the year that they did that run in the I think they made to like the Sweet 16, I think, or probably a little bit, probably the Elite Eight. I'm not sure. But he did make a big run. So like, here it is. I'm a D2 player from Claflin, private school. Don't nobody know.
Nobody know Orangeburg.
Like,
not too many know.
Yeah, not too many people know Orangeburg.
So we had that introduction to like, the fans and stuff. And they like, Quentin Snyder from Louisville. Keyshawn Woods from Ohio State. Austin Lawton, Claflin University.
Who's him?
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like just for my name to be around those, and I think in that league, I think I was the only D2 player in that league that year, and then shout out to VT from Cross, man. My guy, he was an OG. Him and Jandre, shout out Jandre. Yeah. Those were the two guys that I seen from our area to actually take it that far and make it overseas and stuff like that. And here it is. This when I knew I arrived. My first year playing, VT was playing in the same league as me, and I'm playing against him. So it's like, damn, like, all right, cool, bro. You made it. You here. But then, COVID happened.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. But,
So that was that Giants team?
Nah, that was when I was in Manchester. That was last season.
Last season.
So the team I played, I don't even post pictures of that junk, because we had the jerseys was terrible. One half was red, the other half was white.
I think I seen a picture of that.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. That was some crazy work.
They ain't had our name on the back of the jersey.
That was some crazy work.
I ain't like that junk. But, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't no year like it first, because I'm gonna tell you like this. Y'all talk about the culture. So, if you know about Amsterdam, I'm gonna tell y'all two secrets.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. I heard a lot about Amsterdam.
There's something about the Red Room, man.
Hey.
So
I heard a lot about Amsterdam, man.
Yeah.
Let me stop.
I heard a lot about Amsterdam, man.
Yeah, so like, over there, weed is legal.
Yep.
So, during that time, I was smoking, and they used to have like these. So over there, they called the weed shops, coffee shops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's what you go in there and you can get it for like, you get it cheap, like way cheaper than you would here.
Yeah.
So like, we was doing that, and then they had this thing called the Red Light District. So I'm gonna tell you about the Red Light District, right? So before I even went there, before I even went to overseas, when my agent got the deal and he was telling me, preparing me for it, he said, stay away from the Red Light District. I was like, what is it? Because at that time I didn't know. When he said that, the only thing that came to my mind was when Ludacris was saying that junk in the song.
Yeah.
So I ain't knew nothing about it. So I'm like, what is it? He was like, it's just a place that everybody goes, stay away from it. You ain't said nothing to make me say,
ooh, yeah, let me stay away, yeah.
Now you want to go see what it's like.
Knowing us, I
I
want to see what it here for.
In my head, I'm like, well, you is overseas. That man say stay away from it.
Yeah, stay away from it.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Get over there. Keyshawn was my, me and him stayed in the apartment together. So he told me, he was like, bro, I'm trying to see the Red Light District. I was like, bro, what is that? My agent told me to stay away. He said, bro, it's basically like this big area full of prostitutes and stuff like that, dog. And it's crazy. I was like, where you want to go?
Yeah.
Where you want to go?
Can't leave your boy hanging.
Yeah.
Can't leave your boy hanging.
Because it's like, I ain't going to lie, because it's like one thing I had to learn is like when you go to these different cultures, you have to experience it. You can't just stay in your room. Because it's like, dog, how many people can actually say that they've been to these places?
Yep.
So it's like I had to take advantage of it, not just with this place, but, every country I went to. So, I think we had a scrimmage. We won. We had just got paid. All right, cool, let's go down there. So we went down there, and it was cool. Like, of course, that was the main attraction, but it's like, it's so much other stuff. Like, the food was great. You know, they had nice restaurants. You know, they had different clubs and stuff down there that was lit in that area.
Boy, party like
Bro,
a party time.
yeah, man, dog.
Was.
That was the first time when I really partied until like 6 in the morning. Like literally, we had a game.
Sundown to sun up.
Them boys could party for real.
Got to the club at 11.
Them boys could party.
In there lit, cause you know they playing different genres. They playing their genre. Then that's when I first got put on the Afro beats and stuff like that. So you know they playing all this stuff. We like, all right, y'all, it's time to slide. They turn the lights on and stuff. Damn, it's light outside, But luckily, you know, we had a day off after the game, so it's like, you know, we could sleep the whole day. But yeah, that was first time I stayed in the club from like 11 to 6. I was like, boy.
I know you been tired though.
I was real tired. I ain't gonna lie to you, because if you ask me to do that now, absolutely not.
I couldn't do it either.
I'd have been in there sleep.
I looked like an old man now, man. I
I'd
couldn't
have
do
been in
it.
there sleep.
I don't know, man. I believe if you go out there, dog, you gonna make you gonna have the time of your life. I think I had a good game. That's really why, like, you know, why
you been hype.
You couldn't tell me.
Enjoy yourself.
And a lot of people that went to that club was at the game too, because it was a packed game. I think we played against Amsterdam, so you know that was a little rivalry. Ooh, man, that was a lit night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Enjoy yourself, man.
And
Enjoy yourself. Nothing wrong with that, man. Gotta enjoy yourself sometime.
Absolutely, got to, because I can't do it now. What's enjoying to me now? I'm old now. So what's enjoying to me now is, you know, going outside, washing the car while she playing on her 4-wheeler, her bike, stuff like that. We be outside and stuff. She love the country, so that's what's enjoying.
yeah, seeing you got the 4-wheeler for.
Ain't nothing wrong with that,
man. Cause you know I had my 4-wheeler and she used to like it, but she don't like it now because I got the pipes on there and it's too loud for her. But you know, I've been wanted to get her one, but I wanted to get her one when I felt like, you know, she was old enough to be able to be responsible with it. Like, you know, she see the stuff that I do and she takes from it. Like, you know,
Facts.
The car I got now, I just got it last year, and like every Saturday morning when I wake up, I at least wash the car at least once a week. So when she get off her 4-wheeler, the first thing she do, Daddy, can you bring the hose away so I can wash my 4-wheeler?
So she trying to get it clean too.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she love it too, man. Daddy, if I get on my 4-wheeler, you gotta get on yours too. So we ride down the dirt road together and stuff like that, man. She be having the ball. She look at it. She thinking about it now. Not you cut your eyes at me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm telling you.
Speaking of her, man, I know her name is Erin. So, you know, me and D, we young fathers. So
Yeah.
you a little more experienced. How could you, give tips and help younger brothers like me and D understand like how fatherhood is?
Oh man, so for me, fatherhood is the best, dog. Like I feel like, you know, like I still have growing to do as a man and as a father, but I can say that I really didn't take those steps towards being a man until she came, because it's like, I mean, y'all boys know, like when you have kids, right? Of course, now you have somebody that depends on you. So it's like everything that you do matters.
Yeah.
Like you have another sole purpose in life. So like, you know, before when I was in Claflin and stuff like that, you know, anything I did, it was for me, and you know, like it made my family look good and stuff like that. But I ain't really got too many people looking up to me. I ain't got nobody that I have to, you know, give them the guidance that they need in life. So it's like with her, you know, of course I'm a male and she's a female. Certain things that I can't teach her, but the main things that she need, that's the biggest thing to me. So it's like, you know, because one thing, one of my friends, Walt, you know, I was with him and I had Aaron with me. You know, I was talking to his mom. And his mom said this thing that, like, you know, I still think about it to this day. She was like, you know, kids, they don't come with a book to teach you how to raise them, but you know, you just do the best you can along the way. So it's like, you know, it's still things that I'm learning, you know, especially with her getting older and stuff like that, her getting into school. You know, a lot of things, what it was for me was like, you know, how I want me and her to be, our relationship and stuff, is how I wish, you know, me and my pops was. Because, like, you know, me growing up, me and my dad, we didn't have the best relationship and stuff like that. But, you know, with her, like I just told her yesterday, like she did something and she didn't want to tell me. And I told her, I was like, you know,
Like it's okay.
Yeah, like
it's
I
okay
said,
to tell me.
I said, sweetheart, it's nothing that you can't tell daddy. If you think daddy gonna get mad, if you think that you gonna get in trouble, you can tell me, and we'll work it out. We'll find a way, or whatever. So it's like just stuff like that, man. Like fatherhood is probably the best thing. Like if I tell anybody, if anybody asks me, like what's the biggest accolade that I have is being a father to her. Like if you look at all my social media, the only thing you see is God, family, and basketball. That's it. And being a father, that's my career. Like me playing basketball, that got to end one day.
But being a father never end.
Never end.
That'll never end.
I don't care how old she get. Like she'll be 20, 30. My nickname for her is Big Girl. No matter how old I get, how old she get, she always be my big girl. So, look at her. So man.
Hey, fatherhood. Yeah, and it comes with ups and downs.
Yeah, it comes with ups and downs.
But it's something you gotta learn with. So I like it though. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I ain't gonna cap.
Better what you was saying, like when D was, having his, he came to me, he was like, man, I'm scared. I had to tell him, like, bro, ain't nothing to be scared, man, because just like how you said, kids, they don't come with no instructions on how to, to raise them or anything like that. So I had to tell him, like, bro, just do the best you can. Like, as long as you do for her and you doing good, that's all that matters. Because now it's just not you. So.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you already doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're making the decision to be in their life and make sure that you're there. Like, I don't think people understand how difficult that first part is. Like, just saying, okay, I'm going to be here. Because you got to think, bro, it's a lot of fathers that don't be there.
Yeah.
And don't do nothing.
And don't do nothing, bro. Like let me tell you something, bro.
Like, nothing.
Like, you can be
dead, bro. Nothing.
You could be dead, bro. You could not have a job. You cannot be a hustler at all. But the fact of the matter is, you just being there, that makes a difference.
Yeah, it do make a difference.
So it's like you got guys that, make a lot of, like me, when I was overseas and stuff like that, the main thing that I could do is, send money every month.
Yeah.
Like, I had a set amount that I would send every month. And, on top of that, if she needed anything else, like, she was in ballerina school and stuff like that. So, if her mom hit me, all right, cool, I'll send it. But even though I'm not there physically, I'm going to make it feel like I'm there. So, like, when she having, her practice for ballerina class and stuff like that.
FaceTime.
Ballet, I'm FaceTiming.
Yeah.
When she got, like, this, she got something at school, I'm FaceTiming. She had, like, this, what it was this fun run at school where they was doing, what's the thing called? They was doing like the fundraiser. I'm texting everybody, and then her teacher saying, "Oh, Aaron, I seen that you had somebody from Poland donate money. Somebody from the Netherlands. Like being there. That's it.
Doing
like,
that's it. Yeah,
like that's it. Like everything else cool. I could have her in a mansion, coming home every day and stuff like that. I could have her with the 4-wheeler. I could buy her a car, this and that, and all kind of stuff. But all of that don't matter. There.
Yeah. And they actually feel the presence and the love. Like
love,
that materialistic stuff, that
like it's nothing.
That's
bro.
nothing.
Like when I was overseas, every time when I come home during the summer, bro, she'll tell you right now. It could just be random times I give her 100 kisses. Yeah. Because I know that I ain't gonna be able to do that when I go back and stuff like that. And it's just like letting her know like I'm here.
Yeah.
Like if you ask her anything or some junk, she'd be like, Daddy. Like if she'd be like, oh well, I want to go this way. Well, let me ask Daddy, because like I'm gonna spend that time with her. I'm gonna give her what she needs and stuff like that, and just giving her what she needs isn't always materialistic. If it's a shoulder, like she's 6, she's 4 feet tall. Yeah, but she still raised her arm and asked me to come pick her up. As soon as I pick her up, first thing she do is just lay her head right here on my shoulder. Like that just let me know, like, all right, cool. She know I'm gonna be here. Yeah, for sure. Like you her safe, you her comfort. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's exactly what the twins be doing. Yeah, you got twins?
Yeah, you got twins.
On the first go round?
On the first go round. First time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when he told me that, but I couldn't even believe myself. He said, I got twins.
What was the first thing that came through your mind?
Right, I'm going to be honest, I was speechless. I couldn't say nothing.
You couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, I'm still speechless. Like,
that's tough. How old are they now?
They 2.
2?
They turned 3 in November.
Oh, you straight then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how y'all liking fatherhood?
Bro, I enjoy it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I tell a lot of people this, bro. Like J2 is my motivation, man. Like she keep me going. So like I would. It's no regret, but
Yeah, ain't no regret.
I enjoy it. It had its ups and downs. Like when it first started, when she first came, cause I really didn't come home to nothing. I was in college, so I didn't have no job, no car, nothing. So it's like I was just there. So I was there being for her while her mom was, doing what she had to do. And then once I got on my feet, like we just came together. So I enjoy it, man. Like J2, like that's my heart, man. Yeah, for sure. That's my heart.
Fact, like the twins, like at first, like I say, when I found out about it, I was speechless. Like I'm like, twin, and I'm like, but I ain't know how I'm gonna tell my mama that. Fact, but I'm like, I know I can tell my mama, but I don't know how I'm gonna tell her.
You don't know how to break it down.
Yeah.
So, like,
So I sent through text message.
You did?
I sent through text. My mama called me.
Mama, I'm sorry. I don't know why he did
that. Hey, my
better
mama called me.
He better than me. I ain't told nobody. I ain't told nobody. For real. Just drop it on him. Boom.
Like, he your granddaughter.
Hey,
yeah.
For real. Man, it was like I wanted to tell him, but it was like, man, I just wait. Like once you get here, ain't nothing they can do about it. So,
Oh,
he went to delivery day.
Yeah, so I just like I had a daughter, so they couldn't get mad because she already here. She already here. So
showing them too late.
But they love J2, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this too. Like, I don't know the relationship y'all have with y'all kid's mother and stuff like that, but a lot of times, and this for mothers as well. Like, whatever relationship that you have with the significant other, the other parent, don't let that shift your relationship with your kid.
Yeah.
A lot of times I be seeing that, bro. Like, parents be using the kid as a pawn, and that is terrible because it's not hurting nobody but the kid.
Yeah.
Like, thankfully, me and her mom, we have a good co-parenting relationship. Is way better than what it used to be because it was terrible at first.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, like, we had to realize, at the end of the day, the only person that matters in this whole situation is Aaron. At the end of the day, you can't prevent me or stop me from wanting to be a father, especially when, it's people out here that don't know their father or they see their father and he just look the other way and stuff like that. So, if you get into it with your BM or your BD or whatever, at the end of the day, dog, the first thing, if you say, I'm pretty sure, like, it is some people that don't petty, but if you just be like, yo, I just want to do this for my kid, bro. Like, that's it. So,
that's it.
Yeah, bro, 'cause that's the only person that matters in the whole situation.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
And it's forever. So it can't
Exactly. So,
like that temporary anger or whatever can't make it last forever.
Yeah, you can't let that outweigh what your duty is. Because at the end of the day, once you had that kid, you have a lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
Lifelong. It ain't it's you 18 now. Hit the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to use it as like, a building block and stuff like that, that's cool. But, if they need you, you still there.
Yeah, you still there no matter what.
So it's like, I understand it. And it's like, with her, I don't know what she plans to do when she gets older. She said the other day at school that she wants to be a doctor. So it's like, whatever she needs to do, if she really serious about this doctor thing, then okay, cool. I need to go ahead and put the tools and stuff in order for that. Cause you already
be successful,
Yeah, because you already know, like, you go to school, you go to regular school for like, 4 years, then I think to be a doctor or something, you got to go to school for like an extra 4 or 5 years. So that's more to it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Then Donald Trump, he tweaking education. Like, I might not even
what he got going.
Yeah, I might not even be able to get a grant. So I got to start putting my affairs in order now because we young, and it's like the way that things are now. Like, times is crazy. Like, like
way different.
Like how much it costs to do certain stuff. Like daily living is crazy.
It is.
So it's like when we was growing up and stuff like that, our parents, they invested and they made sure that they put the money away to go ahead and set us up for whatever. But in order for us to do the same thing that our parents did, we gotta do like twice as much now.
Yeah, you gotta put in that overtime for that, boy.
Yeah, so it's like I encourage everybody that if you got kids and you young and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what it took for your parents to do that for you, so you gotta do twice as much for your kid, for sure. Yeah, man.
You got something else on?
Yeah, I do. So, a lot of people really, well, they should know by now, but how was it for you playing with Mike Williams?
So, oh man, playing with Mike, right? So, Mike was a goofball. Still to this day,
Yeah.
Seemed like he was.
Yeah. Still goofball.
Still to this day, a goofball. So, like, Mike was.
He say, "Let's go Chargers."
Hey,
Can't put it past him, man.
Yeah.
Mike was crazy, dog. But like, some of the things that we used to see Mike do. Like, the crazy thing is, like, you see Mike is like, to others you see him as a celebrity, you see him as a household name and stuff like that. But he's still Mike. Like, he come to the crib, he hang and stuff like that. If I'm like no different, and playing with him was cool because I remember my first year playing, that's when we was in practice, that's who I was guarding. And I ain't gonna lie to you, if I see him do this, I'm moving out the way because Mike had bounce.
Yeah, Mike could have jumped out the gym.
Mike was the first dunk contest winner.
Yeah.
Jumped over 4 fucking people. What the heck I look like?
He did that at OW, ain't it?
Nah, he did that at Lake Marion, but he beat some. I think it was him and somebody from OW that was in the finals. I think it was him and Sam Felder, I think. So yeah, like, but just being around Mike, like Mike, Khalil, Torrance, and Zay, like those the guys that used to hang around each other a lot. They were seniors and I was juniors. I was a junior. I used to me, Dariante, Cage. We was younger, but we would always be around them. They taught us a lot, stuff like that. Showed us a lot. A lot of things that I can say on camera and a lot of stuff that I can't say on camera.
Yeah.
But those guys, they still the same way. Like Mike is still the same way. I'm happy for him. He's going back to LA, and you could just like I don't know if you see his social media, but you could just see that he's like happy.
Yeah, he happy in LA.
Yeah, like that's his home.
Yeah.
Like that's the team that drafted him. Like that's basically was his foundation in the NFL. So for him to go back to an organization and a family that that he grew with, they invested in him. So go back to show why. All right, cool. I'm back. I'm good. So I'm really happy for him. I can't wait to see it. I definitely I think I only got one football jersey. I never really bought football jerseys, but I'm definitely gonna get this LA jersey. I ain't gonna lie, that powder blue joint, that joint tough. Yeah, I like that joint. I ain't gonna lie to you, for sure. So I'm definitely gonna, and then I'll be home a little bit more, so I might be able to go to a game. It depends. I don't really watch football. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I be watching it. I be watching.
Watch a little bit.
Yeah, I'm one of them guys that wait till the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's why I do with the NBA. I don't watch NBA. I wait till the finals.
Trash.
Oh yeah. Hey,
I watch the NBA.
Because I don't like the fact that, all right, cool, football game, right? So
Yeah.
that be for like, what, 2-3 hours, then you got to think about, all right, cool, they around, you might have to wait till like 5 minutes in the quarter for somebody to score.
Yeah.
Basketball, you going to score right there.
Yeah.
It's scoring and stuff. So I just can't wait to see. But I ain't going to lie, though. Like, he'll make a good catch or something, and, like, I see it on my feet, and I see it, so I'll be like, yo, that was tough. Like,
Yeah. Now, Mike done had a lot of tough catches.
yeah, man, it was one of them Jones, dog. He was falling out of bounds. He turned around, caught it
in one hand.
snug it in, and then just twist while he was falling.
Yeah.
I text him. I was like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, cuz.
Hey, you different.
Hey,
like,
tough.
They got drug test that
tough,
boy.
man,
bro,
real.
like he the only reason I get Madden. Like I ain't
Yeah.
used to play Madden like that for real. I got that because of him for real. Like they had Madden and they had that NCAA football. I think both of them was like $20. It was on discount. But Madden, I ain't playing NCAA. I don't know nobody out there.
Yeah, matter of fact, it's like a bundle or something like that, right? Yeah.
I ain't buying that because I'm only playing with Mike.
Yeah.
I gotta get it this year because now he back with the Chargers.
Yeah.
I gotta see how Justin Herbert is as a quarterback.
Yeah. I ain't had like how Aaron Rodgers did him though.
Hey,
Try to throw him under the bus, like
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. When Aaron Rodgers did that, I said, because for those who know Mike, Mike ain't gonna say nothing.
yeah,
Mike just gonna
humble.
He gonna let that. He just gonna let his play do the
Yeah.
talking, right? So he ended up going to the Steelers. Then he got that
Game-winning
touchdown, and he made a post. And one of his hashtags was red line.
Yeah, red line.
I repost the hell out of that.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Can't beat it.
Hey, can't.
beat it.
Cause it's like, bro, at the end of the day, dog, we all professionals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The way that Aaron Rodgers went about that shit was not professional.
Was not at all.
It was kind of messed up.
Yeah. Like,
And then get Devontae Adams and ain't do nothing.
exactly. And you a quarterback.
You a
dog.
quarterback.
So it's like everybody under your umbrella. And your umbrella got holes in it because
Yeah.
this is not the first time you've done that with this team, and it's not the first time that you've done it in your career.
Yeah.
And then, like, just to, like, of course, I didn't like it. I wouldn't have liked it if he did it to anybody else because that's messed up.
That's
but
messed
then
up.
also it being somebody that I know personally,
Yeah.
that you could actually just go to him and be like, hey, this is what should have been done. And whether he was right or wrong, which he was wrong, because, I mean, shit, you underthrew Mike. Mike had to slide.
Mike
down,
had to
jump
slide
down.
back and
Like, nigga, I don't care what red line you talking about.
Yeah.
The red line must have stopped or some shit. 'Cause he was still like, so it was like just for him to do that to a guy that I know personally that would literally just have a talk with you
Yeah.
and tell him and be like, all right, cool. That's some shit that could have been behind closed doors. So it's like,
ain't even had to get addressed across the medium.
yeah, like if the media wanted to address it, all you had to do was just say, that was just a miscommunication between me and my guy, but we gonna work at it. We're gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna be good. At
Yeah.
it. Next game we'll have it down pat. You do that, we good.
Good. He ain't show no leadership.
Yeah, at all. But everybody can't be a leader.
You're right.
And the worst part about it is like, I mean, shoot, you've been in an organization where quarterback leadership was a big thing. Like you got Brett Favre who was there before him, and let's be honest, Brett Favre wasn't that much of a good leader towards his ending days either. So it just shows that's a trend. Because obviously Aaron Rodgers, he was a leader at the beginning for sure, but towards the end, it just shows. So it's like you don't do no shit like that. I ain't like that, Mike. I fuck with that. That red line, I had to repost that. I said,
That was nicely handled.
I said, boy, you above that one, boy. I had like that. Yeah, that was the right. But that was the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
Man.
And then he got the game-winning touchdown on the Steelers.
That was
Like
his
the
first
trade.
game.
That's his first
That was
game.
his first game. And I'm like,
Deep ball.
man,
To the house. To the house. That was nicely handled, though.
yeah, for sure. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. This year, he gonna have a swag about himself. He back home.
Yeah.
He done went through a season where, like, he ain't had to worry about injuries. He came from the, I think it was the ACL. ACL injury. In football, that's a end-all, be-all type.
Yeah.
He came back and he was still doing good, but, the Steelers, they ended up finally giving him that opportunity that the Jets wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But then, got Don Sierra, man.
Got Russell Wilson going crazy.
We don't even say his name, man. We call him Sierra, man. That's Sierra's husband.
Yeah.
You don't even know him by Russell Wilson no more. After he left Seattle, I don't know that man no more. For real, so. But yeah, this year I ain't gonna lie. I might have to watch the NFL from beginning to end this year.
Got to.
I might have to get
this
that.
year.
What is it? League Pass?
Yeah.
I might have to get
NFL
that.
League Pass.
Yeah, and have the Chargers as my favorite team.
Let's go Chargers.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. He top 5 in the league when it comes to like
Jump ball.
Well, I mean, of course that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like Mike Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and that other kid. Too.
Talking about Keon Coleman.
That is funny as hell.
Keon Coleman funny.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think Mike probably top 5 in the league when it comes to Mike up, just saying crazy stuff. That'd be funny. And then the crazy shit is like if you've been around him, you come down here and that's the same thing.
Yeah, same way.
For sure, bro.
Especially at the at his camp. He came out of the camp and just interacting with the kids, just
like it's a great thing
Jokey,
for the kids to see that type of stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, I wouldn't. I remember people asking me if I was gonna do a basketball camp. I'm gonna tell
I
you,
was just about to ask you that.
would I do it? I'm gonna tell you, no, I would not do it. reason why is because I've seen Mike do his football camp. I've seen VT do his basketball camp. I've seen Dariante do his basketball camp. All three was great camps, but I've also seen people discredit or talk trash about all of these guys and their camps, and it's like, who else are you getting that from? You're sitting here like, if they didn't do it, you'd be like, why they didn't?
Yeah, why they didn't do it?
Then when they actually do it, it's still
a problem.
bad. Like you can't satisfy nobody.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person where it's like, I stay in my shell. I stay to myself. So if I come out my way to do something and you bash or you talk about it, I'm going to feel some type of way. I ain't going to lie, because it's like, why? Cause like, I think the only thing I ever did was like, my cousin, he was doing this book bag drive. He do it every summer. And, I told him, I was like, I want to, I want to contribute. Like, it was still his. My face wasn't on it, but I contributed. And I did a video about it, but people didn't know beforehand that, I just wanted to contribute.
Yeah.
And, that was good enough for me, because it's like, I'm contributing. Everybody don't got to know it. As long as I know that I'm doing something, I'm satisfied. But, I don't like that, because, like, you got to think, Mike have a camp. I don't think they understand what goes through trying to set up a camp like that. He got to go ahead and get people that's working, whether it's family or not, because family be busy too.
And only people he got out there is family running
family,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like he got the family that's coming. He got to go ahead and talk to the district and stuff about getting the venue. Then he got to go ahead and have all the equipment. Then he always giving something out, whether it's book bags and T-shirts. That's on his book. Then he got former guys that he used to play that's either coaching now or still doing it and stuff like that. He brought some other guys that
Barry been out there.
Yeah, he brought guys from Clemson and stuff like that. And you talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, when have we seen something like that before that?
Never.
We have never seen a person have a camp. Like, yeah, we seen college camps.
Well, especially from the NFL also.
Exactly. Like the last person we seen that probably did something like that was Alshon, but that's not our area.
Yeah, that's not our
You're
area.
driving to Calhoun County. I'm not. You got one in your backyard, bro.
Literally.
Giving back to the community.
Same person that you'll go on Facebook, and if he posts or you see a clip of him or something, and you under the comments cheering and loving the comments and loving the posts and stuff, then he bring it here, and then you be the same person like, shoot, he said he was gonna have this person come and they ain't come. Well, that person was busy, probably.
Yeah.
You don't know what the heck.
Yeah. Everybody got their own life to live.
Exactly, bro.
Definitely
So
do.
I ain't had like that. Then he had the basketball game and stuff like that, and they saying, oh, well, why he ain't had the air on? Like that work at the school or something. Like he ain't turned the air on. So I'm like, bro, like, dang, you can't satisfy nobody.
Gym always hot though during the summer, so
Exactly.
It always hot during the summer.
always hot.
And then the crazy thing is, it's not even him. It's like, the people that run the district. So, like, now I learned this, like, they don't turn the AC on from inside the building. You got to go to the district office and do that.
Huh?
And weird. Well, I ain't going to see it. That's what I heard.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
So, it's like, even if that is the case,
Allegedly.
he's already told that we're having this game this day. Why are y'all not getting stuff in order? When we came in here for this podcast, bro, everything already set up for y'all.
Yeah.
When y'all booked this?
Well, it was
Last week.
no, it was this week. Wednesday, right?
This week, right?
Yeah, Wednesday.
That's what, 3 days?
3 days.
3 days, he had everything already set up. Mike be calling these games out months in advance.
Yeah.
And they still can't get the jump right for him.
Yeah,
Now, this is the same person now that y'all sit here and glorify and stuff like that. And as long as, he do a donation or something. Or
give a little money back to the school.
Exactly. As long as you benefiting from
Yeah.
it.
You ain't care how he.
But y'all can't even benefit the man by turning on the darn air. Like, so it's like, I at the end of the day, it's always good to give back. I know that he doesn't give back for recognition and stuff like that. None of us do. But I just know me personally, I don't think it's more stuff that I've done, but I've done it behind closed doors. Like, I'm not one of those people that like, okay, cool, look what I just did.
Put the face to it, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's a lot of people that, like, if you ask them, they'll say, like, I've done this type of donation, or if I've done this and stuff like that. But I'd rather stay in my shell and do it behind closed doors, or, like, just stay out the way with it. because it's like somebody gonna always have something.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's the sad thing about it. Like nobody can just be appreciative of what happened. They always gotta talk down about something.
You know, everybody got to put their 2 cents in.
It just,
man. You know,
it's
they
just the
always
negativity.
gotta
Like,
feel like they got to put 2
yeah,
cents in.
like
That's all.
we being so negative about like you just think about the positive. Like he ain't had to do this, no.
He didn't.
Exactly.
Like he ain't had to do this at all.
But I always say it's like the crab in the barrel mentality. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just because
Most
we in
definitely.
that small area and stuff like that, a lot of people wish it was them.
Yeah,
'Cause if you look at it, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. So like I would say what Mike is probably either 29 or 30, right? Yeah. So let's say it's a dude that graduated with Mike, and let's say they're just envious of Mike or they jealous of him. Let's say it's a guy that's in my grade that, you know, I'm about to turn 29 in July, so let's say, you know, me and him graduated, he's envious of me or jealous of me, or you got Dariante, you got Barr, you got all these guys that went on, you know, played professionally. They'll be jealous and stuff, but they had the same opportunity in the same 24 hours as me. So
we all get the same 24
exactly.
every day.
So it's
every
like,
day.
why are you upset because the path that I had set for me, I took it and I made the best out of my opportunity. You chose to go this path and you messed up, and now you mad because I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Because it's like, dude, like, a lot of people, I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of people don't like what I did and what I'm doing because I used to say this all the time when I was in school, and a lot of people was like, you tripping.
yeah,
Like, I'm saying, yeah, man, my uncle, he played basketball overseas. I'm going overseas. They be like, you don't even know nothing about overseas.
yeah.
I'm
They,
like,
they'll try to downgrade you,
yeah,
belittle
like,
you. Yeah.
Like, bro, I promise you, dog. Like, if it's anybody that went to school with me and stuff like that, and if they watch this, they'll tell you, like, I used to, like, when my uncle died, I definitely started saying, like, I'm going overseas, bro.
Yeah.
Like my uncle did it. I know I'm gonna do it. Like,
That's
and
your
John
dream,
Dre-
man.
Yeah, and John
Yeah.
Dre doing it. Like, I'll never forget. I seen this. I think John Dre. I forgot where John Dre was. I think he was in Iraq or something. He was somewhere where there was a lot of war going on, and they did an article with him in the TND. And he was talking about how, like, you know, sometimes he'll wake up to, like, the alarms because it's a bomb threat or something and this and that and all kind of stuff.
Crazy.
And I was like, damn, so he over there? Damn,
Yeah.
I know I could do that shit too then.
Yeah, you ain't look at the bad part about it. You look about
Yeah,
the
you
good
look-
part
Yeah,
about
I
it.
ain't
Like,
looking at him like, well, shit, nigga, if he can do it, nigga, I can do it. I look at it
Yeah.
like, damn, he can do it. So
Yeah.
I could do that too.
yeah,
It's
Like,
just
I'm
an
not-
opportunity. You know?
Yeah, like, I'm not looking at him like, well, shit, man, he's sorry. So if he can make it, I know I can make it. I look
Yeah.
at him like, damn, he came from the same area I came from. He came from the same resources that I came from. I could do that shit too. And, like, I think, like, you know, in my career, I think the only thing that I missed out on was I wasn't able to play against Dre. You know, I got to play against VT. But crazy thing, I think I played against a team that Dre played on because I was in Greece and he was in Greece playing for PAOK, and I played against that team. But you know, that's one of those things where, like, you know, it is what it is. It was a big time difference between me and him. He'd have been old as hell. I'd have cooked him.
Come on, now.
I ain't gonna lie.
Come on, now.
John Drake, let me know.
Come on.
Yeah,
well, he still out there. He still overseas.
Nah, he home now. You know, I think the last time I talked to him, I would say probably like last month or like 2 months ago. You know, he got his 2 little girls, and you know, his wife and stuff. You know, they,
Okay.
you know, he one of them guys I look up to as a father
Yeah.
as well, cause you know, he's a girl dad. You know, and you know, just like me.
A lot of girl dads, man.
Yeah,
Lot of
for
girl
sure.
dads.
For
Lot of
sure.
girl
So
dads.
it's like, you know, he's experienced being over there, you know, having to be away from his little girls and stuff. So, you know,
Yeah.
he's enjoying that time, you know, being with family and stuff. So, you know, we'll link up this summer, though. I know me and him been saying that for the longest, too. We just be, like, sometimes he'll call me and be like, yeah, I'm in the country, and I just left the country, and I'll be like, I'm in Charlotte, bro.
Yeah,
But,
hard to get up.
yeah, but it's going to happen, though.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
gonna happen, man. I was just grown men, you know, handling business.
Yeah, people. I think
Yeah.
people forget that too. Like I said, though, we gotta do twice as much as our people used to do.
Heard.
So when with doing that, you're not going. It's gonna be times where you're not having that much time. But you gotta think we young. We in our 20s, about to be in our 30s. If you work as hard as you can in your 20s and your 30s, By the time you get to your 40s, you'll be able to relax just a little bit. Then when you get to your 50s and 60s,
breeze,
chillax,
like,
breathe, good.
Feet kick up.
I'm talking about. I'm trying to like in my 50s. I think I ain't behind. I'm kind of behind, but I can push myself forward because all you gotta do is just put that work in. But I'm trying to be on some,
it's never too late.
Yeah, I'm on some. Never too late. I'm trying to be like in my 50s and 60s. I'm trying to be waking her up for school, drive her. Well, she'll be driving then. Yeah. Well, I'll be looking out the window.
He about looking out the window.
Seeing if she driving fast or not. Then as soon as she get back to the crib, I'm already outside.
Got a little question. The best player you played with and the best shooter.
That's a good one.
Damn, so this like throughout my whole career?
Your whole career. Player and shooter. The best.
Damn.
Cause like you said, K Halls was.
Hey, K Hall was tough, man.
K Hall
ain't even lie. K Hall was tough.
Shooter. I can't. So let me tell you what I do. Right, I do high school, I do college, and then I do pros.
We can do that.
Because if I do,
take that.
Because if I do pros, it wouldn't be fair.
You right.
Because it's like
they pros.
Yeah.
Like, that's understandable.
They fucking like you say K Halls was a shooter. That wasn't what he was in the game to do, but that's what he do.
Yeah.
You got niggas that's pros. That's all they supposed to do is just shoot.
Just shoot. Yeah.
So, of course, high school best player and shooter is K Halls.
You want to give CJ best shooter?
Against K Halls, nah, cause K Halls been a shooter from the day I met that nigga as a king. Like, he was fucking pink and gold. That nigga was the best shooter since I met him as that. Consistent.
Yeah.
CJ ended up becoming a great shooter our senior year. Cause like our junior year, a junior year on down, we're back. Everybody know him as the guy that can handle, and the guy that can pass and facilitate. To whereas now they gapping him because they trying to figure out where the pass gonna go, gonna go. So he understood that summer going into our senior year, all right, cool. If they gonna back up on me, I need to shoot it. Now I'm not saying before that he couldn't knock it down, but it's consistent and as high as a clip that he had his senior year. Yeah, you can tell that he worked on that shit that whole summer. So, I'll put Khalil as my best teammate, best player as a teammate, and best shooter as a teammate in high school. In college, the best player I had as a teammate, it would have to be my point guard all 4 years. His name was Trishan Thompson. He was from DC. Cause bro was like, I give him like 5'8", 5'7", and short as hell, but
doing the thing.
But dog, like just tough. Like, tough as hell. Best shooter in college. Damn, it's out of two. It's out of TD Trevor Dansley. He was from Mullins. I ain't gonna lie. It's out of three. It's out of TD. Alex Brown, who played for Mullins. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all will remember Alex because y'all came to that game when we played against Mullins? When we played against Jaleel Felton and them?
Yeah. Man, I ain't gonna try to catch every game. Y'all boys the reason I ain't been there.
So y'all was at that game, right?
I ain't been there.
I ain't been there?
I ain't been there.
Did you was at that game, right? Yeah. So you remember before halftime when Jaleel Felton threw the lob and the dude dunked on Mike Rose? Mm-hmm. That was Alex. Me and him played together at Clafton for 2 years. Dang. And the crazy shit, he had bounce, but he was a shooter.
Yeah, crazy bounce.
Tough. Crazy bounce. Still my guy. Like I just talked to him
crazy
yesterday.
Bounce.
So it's out of TD, Alex, and AJ Caldwell.
I'm about to say AJ was tough too.
AJ was just, oh my god. AJ, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. If it's anybody that showed me what work ethic was when I was in college, it was AJ. Cause AJ was up every morning. If he had time to come in and put shots up, he the one that taught me how to use the gun in the gym. Like AJ was the guy that, as a freshman, he put me under his wing and he was like I'll never forget, we played against Benedict. That's our rivalry game. Mm-hmm. And
your best games was always against Benedict and John C. Smith.
Yeah, John C. Smith. Cause damn, it was this dude named Rod that went John C. Smith, and damn, you know, it was one game he was talking a little crazy, and I was like, oh god. And then I think the first game we played against them, well, we played them at Johnson C. Smith, and I think I had a tip in and I missed because it was I think they was up by like 1, and I missed the tip in, and I was like, don't worry about it. Next time when y'all come to Claflin, it's a wrap. I think I had probably like what? I think I had like 25 and 12 against them. I was not about to lose that game. Yeah.
Nice double.
Yes,
Crazy thing is, nigga, I had just sprained my MCL probably like a week before that. So nigga, I was limping. I missed a wide open dunk and all, and caught it, put it back up.
Oh yeah, you been hurt.
Yeah, but I could not get off the ground. But yeah, dog, AJ was the one that, like, you know, we played against Benedict, and we was I think we was tied, and I went to the free throw line, and I wasn't doing good at the free throw line that game. But AJ, you know, he said, "Hey man, just calm down, knock it down like you do in practice." Hit the first one. He said, "Way to grow up." Made the second one. He's like, "That's what I'm talking about. Austin, way to grow up." You know, you got to think my first year playing, I was 19. So yeah, like, you know, AJ, that was so it's out of those 4. I think I named 4 or 3. So it's out of those 3